glass in the trees, you want to look at each individual tree and look at the base of it, because they'll lay right up against it, right up against the trunk. And it's easier with the spotting scope and everything's stable. So you just set it and look through the spotting scope at every single tree, and then move the lens on every single tree.
Sure.
Usually you'll find one.
So where's the spotting scope, Lee?
Just over the ridge.
It's with the buck.
The buck took it. Take a seat for a second and glass this up.
Sounds
We're not
good.
missing anything.
Yeah, this is too nice of a spot to give up just yet.
And all that stuff over there, we're not setting.
Yeah, when we first came up here, wind was in the least, like, ideal situation. Anything and its mom knew that we were coming. But now we're looking in different directions, so hopefully they haven't gotten the red flag yet. Alright, I'll let you guys know when something exciting happens, or when we get to the next ridge.
Well, folks, sitting on the ridge, saw this group. From what I could see through the scope, this buck is probably, once I find him, a 4x4. I think, if not, he's a good 3x3. And the reason why I say I think is because he was a mile out. Him and his herd 1 mile out when I started stalking in. Took an hour of climbing and crawling. The first shot went right above his back. So I went to compensate on the reticle and dropped it down 2 minutes of angle, and that went too low, which I was in the most awkward position and couldn't get in the prone, couldn't get in the sitting. Hell, I couldn't even get in a kneeling position. And third shot, dropped him. So now I'm hiking up this to try to find him. Josh is over at the backpacks, which are now a mile out. He is down. I can see his antlers, and he is definitely a 4x4. He looks like a big boy. Thanks, buddy. So, yeah, talking to Josh. He says, how the hell are we going to get him out of there? Sheer will. And maximum effort. All right, folks. Here he is. Oh, man. Yeah. Look at you. Now where did I get him? He's a good looking dog. Good looking buck. All right, let's make sure he's dead. Okay. Ooh. Hey asshole, it's your turn now. Don't forget my bag. Oh. And it shouldn't take you as long as it took me. Dude, every step there was those dead leaves, that weed that sounds like you're walking on glass. Every single step. There he is, guys. I just gotta figure out where I hit him at. Feels like there's a bullet right here. So got him flipped over, try to figure out where I got him. He was quartering towards me when I took the shot. And ended up getting him right in the neck. And I think it went down in towards his left shoulder. Yeah. But it might have been a prior. Oh. That was only 400 yards. Oh man. So I have everything in my bag, and then all of your stuff that's in your bag, I would just leave that there, or like dump it out next to our stuff, and we'll pick it all up on the way back into the car. Well, now the actual work begins. We gotta quarter them out, pack them up, hike all the way to there. That's a mile. So, yeah. He's a good buck. He's a good buck. So, I drug this guy all the way from up there down to here so we can process him. That 338 Lapua round, it looks like it went into the neck. It might have traveled through the heart into the diaphragm because he's starting to bloat a little bit. So, Josh, hurry up, dude. We gotta get this deer quartered out before the meat gets ruined. But man, he's a good looking buck. I'm glad it wasn't one of those, morning of opening day, pack up the shit and go home. I'm glad it's not one of those. I'm glad I actually had to work for this guy. He's a good looking buck. Yeah, so, wow. Definitely see how tired I am. We got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I got 4 hours of sleep the night before. 2 hours of sleep the night before that. I did get a nap today. Josh was out spotting. I'm surprised I didn't scare the deer away because I know I was snoring. I probably got 2 hours, I'm guessing. I haven't asked him yet, so I'm gonna have to ask him. It was a good nap. And I wake up. All right, I'm gonna glass a little bit now. And then I saw these guys. It's a hike. It's a hike. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna forego showing you guys how to quarter a deer or field dress it, whatever you want to call it. And no, I do not do the gutless way. I want the ribs, I want the neck, I want all that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have to pull the guts out of this guy anyways, because yeah, he's starting to bloat. But we'll deal with that later, because right now the sun is starting to go down. So we might be doing this in the dark. We made it. We made it. It was like, I would say 2.5 miles. Uphill both ways in the snow. No, I'm just kidding. There's no snow, but it was uphill both ways, twice. And so we got it. She's all, well, I guess he's all loaded up in here. And since this is the 338 channel, and I just threw it in my bag, we got, had this guy here went through the neck. It went through the collarbone, through the lung, and I mean, it dropped him. But cavitated everything inside him. And it was sitting literally right between the rib cage and the skin, and it actually knocked the fur off. And didn't break the skin, but knocked the fur off. So that was interesting. But yeah, so now we got to drive into town. All of our ice melted. We got to get more ice, unpack everything, put it in the ice chests, call the wives, tell them the news, go home, or go to camp and cook up some backstrap as a reward for this terrible, terrible hike with a cell phone light. With a cell phone light. But now we know. Always bring headlamps. Well, we'll see you guys for dinner.
All right, well, got the ice. It's in the cooler. Lee was nice enough to let me take a nap on the way down here, so I'm actually feeling pretty decent. So, Lee, what's for dinner?
U.S. grade A backstrap and corn on the cob.
Backstrap and corn on the cob. Hey Lee, where does one find something like backstrap?
About a mile away, climbing up halfway up a mountain.
Makes it taste better.
Yeah.
Let's go see this action here. There it is. Little dark, but you know, it's like 10 o'clock, so that's what it is. That's gonna be delicious. Some corn on the cob. Dinner's ready. Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
Look at that. Well, let's get to the table. Yeah, it's looking delicious.
Yeah, that was all worth it. Good morning, everybody. So, just got back to camp. The reason why I just got back to camp is because last night, after we got the buck, after we got him quartered, after we got him loaded into the backpacks, I could not carry anything else. I had 110 pounds of meat. Josh had a good 70, 80 pounds of meat. We could not carry anything else. So I had to go back
to where I shot the buck to get my rifle this morning. That was the last thing I wanted to do was that hike again, but I had to get my rifle. I spent a good hour walking around trying to find it, and there was no way we would have been able to find it last night anyways. Spent an hour last night trying to find it, and I probably did 5 circles around it. Then I finally found it and had to hike all the way back up, which sucked just as much as it did the first time. So, just got back to camp, and my buddy Josh had a nice cup of coffee waiting for me. So, enjoying that. This trip, man, it was awesome. It was awesome. Didn't see a single buck. Well, I saw a little forked horn the first day. I'm so glad I passed him up. So glad. But other than that guy, didn't see a single one. We drove around probably a good 110 miles trying to find a buck. Didn't see anything, just does. We saw a couple antelope. Drove all the way to Jarvage. The people there were saying the same thing. Everyone around here is saying the same thing. So I can confidently say that I've got the biggest buck out here. And I'm not going to be that guy that's not going to tell, but we are at Tabor Creek, and it is absolutely gorgeous out here. It is absolutely gorgeous. And on the way back, we got a nice little souvenir. We decided we're going to call these kind of finds Trailhead. So, and Josh, will you hand me our souvenir here?
There's your trailhead.
There is our Trailhead. This guy, he's a good looking buck. I'm sure somebody shot at him and he ran off and probably died from his wounds. But all we saw was the neck and the vertebrae, so the neck and the head. And he's got some pretty good brow tines, but my points are longer than his. Now if my buck had, the same points and these brow tines on him, he would have been a perfect buck. But he is a perfect buck. Especially for my first buck, he's a perfect buck. I am cloud 9 right now. So, we're going to eat breakfast and get camp set up, or packed up, get everything put away, cleaned up, and go home. We both have wives and kids that miss us. We've been out here for a while, so I'm going to eat breakfast, and I'll talk to you guys later. Ugh. Alright everybody, this concludes our deer hunt for the year 2020, and it has been a journey. It has been a lot of fun, a lot of work, a little bit of frustration, but I guess a lot. I'll agree with him. It's been really frustrating, but we got it done. Lots of memories, a lot of good stories, and a lot of horn this time. So there's plenty more that was not shown during this, and if you want to have the gaps filled in and check out another awesome channel.
Yeah, it's Sojourner, Time in the Sierras.
He does everything from backwoods to bushcraft to learning how to pack your pack, and he's got a lot of good information. He can teach you a lot if you're interested in that stuff. Check out his channel. I'll put the link in the description. If you like this video, comment, leave a like, hit that bell for notifications. Since this hunt is done now, I can actually focus on doing stuff with the 338 and show you guys what that round's capable of. So stand by for those videos, and until next time, take care of yourselves.
It's great. Just great. Olivia, what is it doing? We're like 5 miles into this thing.
This is gonna be fun. So, Olivia and I, we're about 5 miles into this thing, and it starts raining. Well, then it stops raining, and it starts hailing. So, Olivia and I are trying to get a little bit of cover. If you don't know, the high desert, I mean, there's not a whole lot of pines out here, but we got these things, so they're shielding us from the hail. Right now, it's only about pea-sized, but we're gonna stay here for a while. Oh. And it's stopping.